It was a night bathed in lights, applause, elegance, and undeniable enchantment. As the velvet curtains of the Royal Theatre parted for the much-anticipated premiere of Jeppe, Bjerget, the real stars of the evening were not just on stage, but seated gracefully among the audience, King Frederik X and Queen Mary of Denmark. With every camera flash and every whisper from the mesmerized crowd, their presence radiated the very essence of modern monarchy, poised, grounded in tradition, yet confidently stepping into a new chapter of royal relevance. Their entrance was not merely an appearance, it was a performance of its own, a subtle yet powerful display of royal unity, personal charisma, and style that speaks volumes without a single word spoken. The air seemed to shift as their motorcade pulled up in front of the stately Royal Theatre in Copenhagen. The cobbled streets glistened under soft Danish street lamps, the warm summer night holding its breath as the doors opened and King Frederik emerged, dashing in a finely tailored black tuxedo that blended timeless sophistication with Nordic restraint. By his side, Queen Mary alighted like a vision of classic regality and contemporary grace, wearing a floor-length navy gown that whispered of both power and femininity. Her look was elevated by a soft updo, glistening sapphire earrings, and a composure that made her the unchallenged queen not just of Denmark, but of the moment. This wasn't simply a night at the theater. It was a carefully curated statement of strength and solidarity. It has been months since Frederik ascended the throne following Queen Margrethe II's abdication, a transition marked not only by historical significance but also by personal growth for the royal couple. Now reigning as Denmark's monarchs, every public step they take is magnified, every gesture scrutinized. And yet, they manage to turn this pressure into poise, showing a united front that balances the burden of duty with an unmistakable bond of affection. Their appearance at the Royal Theatre was, in every sense, symbolic. It reminded the world that the Danish monarchy, under their reign, is not just surviving, it is evolving, embracing its cultural role with renewed vigor and relevance. The play Jeppe, Bjerget, written by Ludvig Holberg, is a staple in Danish literature, rich with satire, social commentary, and the eternal dance between power and folly. There could not have been a more fitting backdrop for the king and queen to make such a resonant statement. As the narrative on stage unfolded, touching on themes of status, illusion, and humanity, it mirrored the subtler theater happening off stage, the real-life performance of a royal couple navigating modern expectations with grace and quiet strength. And just like Holberg's characters, Frederik and Mary know the fine art of balance, between tradition and progress, duty and desire, the regal and the real. Queen Mary, originally from Australia, has long been a media darling, but her transformation into a deeply respected European royal has been anything but shallow. Her journey, from a commoner to a queen, has enchanted Denmark and fascinated the world. Yet, it is her grounded warmth, her commitment to causes like domestic violence prevention and social equality, and her ability to connect with both dignitaries and ordinary citizens that have earned her enduring admiration. At the Royal Theatre, she was not merely dressing the part of a queen, she embodied it with a silent command that needed no royal decree. King Frederik, for his part, has emerged from the shadow of his mother's long and respected reign with a quiet charisma that has only deepened since becoming king. Often perceived as introspective and even reserved in his earlier years, his recent public appearances tell a different story, a man more comfortable in his role, more confident in his voice, and more open in his displays of affection toward his wife. As he smiled beside Queen Mary during the performance, their gentle glances and small, shared moments spoke louder than the most thunderous applause. These were not merely ceremonial smiles, they were the looks exchanged between two people who have weathered decades together, through joy and scrutiny, and emerged stronger. This premiere also held deeper layers of significance. The Danish royal family has long been champions of national arts and culture, and their support for institutions like the Royal Theatre reinforces their belief in the power of storytelling, history, and identity. With the world growing more fragmented and distracted, their choice to attend a historical Danish play in full royal splendor was not just a night out, it was a commitment to cultural legacy, a reminder that monarchy, when modernized with sincerity, still has a powerful role to play in public life. Public reactions following the event were swift and unanimous. Social media lit up with admiration for the Queen's fashion choice, elegant, understated, yet stunning in detail. Fashion bloggers praised her for mastering the balance between protocol and personality, while royal watchers across Europe applauded the couple's warmth and visible affection. The Danish press was no less enthusiastic, noting how the king and queen appeared more united than ever, with photos of their arrival splashed across front pages and commentary hailing them as the beating heart of a modern monarchy. International observers, 2. Weighed in. In royal circles, optics matter, and this appearance was nothing short of a masterclass. Queen Mary's refined poise has long been compared to the likes of Princess Diana and Queen Letizia of Spain, yet she carries a distinctive Nordic sensibility that is wholly her own. Meanwhile, King Frederik's quieter charm and evolving public demeanor remind many of the late Prince Philip, supportive, smart, and slowly revealing more of himself now that the throne is his to command. As the curtain fell at the end of Jeppe på Bjerget, the audience rose to their feet, not just for the actors but for the royal couple whose presence had elevated the evening to a moment of national pride. The applause, though directed at the stage, echoed the sentiments of many Danes who feel a renewed sense of connection to their royals. In a world increasingly skeptical of inherited privilege, Frederik and Mary are redefining what it means to be royal, not with grandiose gestures, but with consistency, humility, and the kind of elegance that cannot be staged. Their public appearances are not frequent spectacles, they are carefully chosen opportunities to reinforce values, support national culture, and reflect the heart of a people. Every detail, from Queen Mary's gown to King Frederik's composed smile, becomes part of a broader narrative, one that tells the world, Denmark's monarchy is alive, relevant, and, most importantly, human. And that, perhaps, is the greatest gift Frederik and Mary offer. In an era of fast headlines and fleeting attention, they bring something far more enduring, a reminder that dignity still matters, that romance can be quiet yet profound, and that leadership doesn't always roar, it sometimes walks in hand, sits in a velvet seat, and listens intently to the story being told. With their appearance at the Royal Theatre, they did not just attend a play, they became part of a story. A story not just of monarchy, but of modern love, shared purpose, and unwavering grace. And as the spotlight slowly dimmed and the Danish summer night returned to calm, the image of King Frederik and Queen Mary walking out of the theater together remained, etched not just in camera reels, but in the hearts of a nation. But the question now remains, and it's one that will linger until their next public appearance: how do Frederik and Mary continue to captivate, inspire, and lead not just with titles, but with the kind of timeless elegance and authenticity that makes even the grandest moments feel truly personal?